A sad little ginger stray came to the shelter with a crushed spine, several deep lacerations, and a cauliflower ear. The tomcat had a rough life fending for himself in the wild. At that point, he was deemed unadoptable. The vet said he'd never walk and he'd be on pain meds for the rest of his life. So, the shelter decided to schedule him to be put down. Meet Ben Ben, the saddest looking orange tabby we've ever seen. Poor Ben Ben completely gave up hope on finding a forever home, and it nearly took his life. Thankfully, kind souls were able to look at Ben Ben's sweet face and realize he had so much love to offer and so much life in him. This is Ben Ben's story, and yes, you caught us. We're crying, and you will be too. Don't worry too much though. A lot of happy tears were involved. This story may be on the older side, but it's definitely one that strikes the heart. A shelter cat with the saddest face had given up hope, sitting quietly in the cage until a couple came to rescue him. What a difference adoption can make in just an hour. A sad little ginger stray came to the shelter with a crushed spine, several deep lacerations, and a cauliflower ear. The tomcat had a rough life fending for himself in the wild. It appears he was attacked by a large animal. His face permanently looks sad because he has a lot of excess skin on the face, and no one knows why, Ben Ben's human dad shared. The shelter gave him a place to stay and cared for him for a while until a family adopted him, but they soon returned him because of his medical needs. At that point, he was deemed unadoptable. The vet said he'd never walk and he'd be on pain meds for the rest of his life. So, the shelter decided to schedule him to be put down. A kind woman who works for an ER vet clinic learned about the ginger boy and his plight and knew she had to save him. Time was running out, so she and her boyfriend went to the shelter to take the kitty to freedom. We managed to get everything sorted out the day before his scheduled euthanation and brought him to his forever home. The couple was told that when Ben Ben was at the shelter, he wouldn't eat, drink, or even move. Almost as if he knew he was going to die and had just given up hope. As soon as they got him out, everything changed. When we first brought him home, we brought him into the bathroom to give him a moment to adjust to our other cats. We sat down with him for about an hour, and he was instantly full of purrs, smiles, and thank you cuddles. I like to think he knew he was safe and had his forever home at that moment. His owner told Indy 100 he was pretty unalive from the shelter to our place, but when he brought him home, his owners told Indy 100 he was pretty unalive from the shelter to our place, but when we brought him home, we put him in a cat bed in the bathroom and sat with him for about an hour. I think he started to feel safe pretty quick because we were greeted with purrs and cuddles and so much affection. It only took about an hour before he wanted to start exploring his new surroundings. I think at that point, he knew he was safe. He knew this was his forever home. Now he's walking, even running and jumping small distances, and thriving. It only took about an hour for him to start getting curious about his surroundings. From that day on, Ben Ben became a different kitty. He is a little supervisor in the house, always wanting to know what his humans eat at every meal. And even though the vet said he would never walk again, he was determined to prove them wrong. Not only can Ben Ben walk, but he can run and even jump small distances. According to his owners, because of Ben Ben's spinal injuries, he can barely turn his head to groom the back half of himself. When he tries to turn around and look at you, he has to turn his whole body. He has permasad, but beautiful green eyes. When he climbs stairs, he has this weird bunny hop he uses to get up, and his walk looks like he almost can't bend the knees and elbows. And his personality is so unique. I can't really describe him. He's doing so well. No one who knew him before can believe he's turned out so awesome. It's been 9 months since his rescue. Ben still has a sad face, but he knows underneath he's the happiest kitty in the world. We're so proud of this little monster. Although the vet said that the adorable cat would never walk again, not only can the kitty walk, he can even run and jump small distances. The saddest cat turned out to be a really happy kitty. Ben no longer has an infection, but his ear and spine are permanently damaged, and he will require lifelong pain meds to keep him comfortable. But despite his injuries, Ben now has a chance to thrive and be the happy cat he always deserved to be. There are so many wonderful, unique animals waiting for homes and shelters. Ben's special face was what caught the attention of his future adopters, but it was his loving personality that ultimately won them over. We know that they will have so much fun with their new feline family member, and we hope that even more people will choose to adopt and start their own story with a shelter pet. Animals My Love hopes that Ben's story will inspire other pet-friendly homes to open their doors and adopt animals who may be overlooked. Ben's journey has been so remarkable, and it has taught us patience and that everyone, big and small, deserves love and a second chance. We would like to spread the love for animals to the whole world. If you have any story about abandoned, abused, poor cats are needed to help and rescue, please send us in at animalsmylove999@gmail.com. Thank you and see you later.